Well, I guess it was 1966, and the Centennial year was 1967, and Canadian hockey wanted to do something, I guess, special that year. So they determined that they'd have this national tournament for midget teams. And that was the start of it. And as I understand it, I mean, Ed Chenault was the director of minor hockey then, and it was his idea to have a team in this national championship. And Ron Wallace, he was asked by Ed Chenault to be the manager. Ron was a school teacher at Walter Murray at the time, and Terry Bicknell was a school teacher at Holy Cross Collegiate, and he was asked to be the coach, and that's how it all started.
We were sort of aware, I think, that something like this was going to take place in the 1967, so they had tryouts in the city. They had some very strenuous workouts, I know, the first few weekends, just to get an idea of who was interested in playing for this team and who wasn't, because they were basically 2-hour skating practices trying to whittle out who was actually interested in playing.
It was the first time for a national championship, so all the provinces in Canada were represented, and secondly, it went on 4 years later to become the national championship, which is now the TELUS Cup, I understand.
Right.
So 4 years after this national tournament, I guess it gave food for thought that there should be a national tournament annually in Canada.
We played actually in a juvenile league, so we were midget age players, which is 15, 16-year-olds, playing in a 17, 18-year-old juvenile league, which was great competition because we were playing against fellas that were older than ourselves.
Yeah. And there was actually, we played a lot of exhibition games around the province against other teams. I remember, you know, we played against St. Thomas College in North Battleford at the time.
That was a junior B hockey team.
And
yeah.
I think we played against some teams in the, what was it called, the Wild Goose Hockey League, a senior intermediate league then. So that was our season that year. You know what sticks out in my head, and Bob and I have briefly discussed this, we had a 44-hour train ride to get to Kingston. And we got there on a Friday night, and our first game was against Ottawa that Saturday afternoon. And the third period, we were down 4-1 and scored 6 goals.
So we end up winning 7-5. But yeah, that was I think that was really a good motivation for us going forward. We felt like we belonged, and we did. Actually, we kind of rolled along after that till we got to our last game. Yeah.
1967 was a unique year in Canada's history as it marked the 100th year since Confederation. To commemorate this occasion, a national championship at the midget age level, named the Centennial Cup, would be presented to the best hockey team in the country. Each province held their own playoffs to determine their representing team. In Saskatchewan, it was the Saskatoon Centennials. The national tournament was held in late March in Kingston and was divided into 2 pools of 6 teams. Team Saskatchewan came out of their pool with a 5-1 record, but the lone loss to Ontario would put them out of gold medal contention, and so finished with a bronze medal by way of their round-robin record.